What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And I'm so excited to talk about the return of Euphoria. Euphoria is now available on HBO Max as of December 4th and will be on HBO December 6th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you don't know, the news came out some time ago that Euphoria will be releasing a 2-episode special. This is the first episode, Trouble Don't Last Always, excuse me. And then the second episode, which we don't have details about yet as far as when it's going to release and title, but it is coming. It's a 2-part special. And what's also really special about this is that they recorded this during the pandemic and it's following obviously the COVID-19 guidelines. So it's truly special. And as a fan, you're so grateful and appreciative that they were able to do this despite everything that's happening in the world. So like, this is really, really, a fan's dream come true to still have content despite everything that's going on in the world. But so where this picks up at is immediately after Rue was left at the train station by Jules, and then the relapse here, and you have Rue played by Zendaya, and then you have Ali, who we come to find out his name is Martin before his change of religion until he became a part of the Nation of Islam, where now he goes by Ali. They get together at a diner. It's Christmas Eve, and the two of them are talking about life, addiction, and loss. And pretty much this is Rue's therapy session because he's really drilling in on a lot of perspective about where does she go from here, what did she learn, and so on. First of all, Colman Domingo and Zendaya on screen together are just complete magical. This is a super, super strong episode for not only just Euphoria fans, but just people and lovers of life. There's so much knowledge that is being dropped in this episode that it's really worthy of being a podcast. And quite frankly, I watched it twice. This is something that you will watch numerous times because there's going to be tidbits, in and out of this episode that you may have not really grasped the first time, but if you go back and listen, you're gonna be like, wow, that makes so much sense. There's just so much priceless, valuable life knowledge being dropped, and it's truly, truly amazing. But again, after Rue's relapse here, he pretty much asked her, like, how do you want to be remembered in your journey? And like, do you want to get clean? And she doesn't want to get clean because she doesn't think she's strong enough in doing so. Her having to recount that night that she relapsed and just, the damage and the hurt that she's done. And she just, she's really down on her luck. She's really, really swirling in forms of depression. But Ali is there to really lift her, really put that into perspective, talk about his testimony and getting clean, as well as some others that was involved in this set that that pretty much lets you know that others have shared this struggle and this journey with you, and you're strong enough in doing so. It's so uplifting, so powerful. I could just imagine for anybody who's struggling through this, like, this episode is going to call to them like no other, because there's just so much passion, emotion, and just testimony going on in this episode that it's really, 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 really well done. But I gotta say, for this being at a diner, I'm such a sucker for a diner backdrop and set piece. I love the neon lights. I love the window glare that they use. The score was really cool with this. And again, because this was shot during the pandemic, there's not but only 2 settings in this episode. One being in the apartment, and then obviously at the diner, and then and then a car scene. But they utilized this to its purity, and it's really, really done well. But I just can't stress enough. There's so much knowledge about getting clean and drug abuse in society. It's just priceless knowledge and testimony that you're going to get from these characters. And it's truly worthy of a podcast. But when you watch this episode, I mean, by all means, you're going to want to watch this numerous times because there's so much being said, being taught that you can grasp, maybe pass on to others who may be struggling with drug abuse or, currently recovering. There's so much that's going on here, and again, I just cannot wait for the second episode. I mean, again, Colman and Rue are super, super special on a magical on screen together, and this episode ends with them driving off, so we're going to kind of see where this goes. I'm guessing that Rue is probably going to end up wanting to talk about this with her mother, because we know of the fallout of the season finale, threaten her mom and all that other good stuff. Like, she really went to a dark place, and I'm hoping that this conversation that she had with Ali, we're going to kind of see her journey turn around and her start to gain courage and momentum to want to be a better person and to continue to fight. Because at this point now, beforehand, it just looked like she was just done and she had just given up hope, and she was just going to continue to just let her life swirl. So, but I'm so excited that Euphoria is back. I cannot wait for you all to check out this episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this episode. And ultimately, after the 2-part special is done, I cannot wait for season 2 of Euphoria. This show is amazing, and I hope by now everyone has checked it out. So thank you for watching my review, folks, and I'll catch you all very soon.
I